What if I told you that two Brooklyn brothers could rescue a princess from an evil king, and a legend of a princess with a total epic storyline base will still hold a piece of my gaming heart to this day? Join me on a trip down memory lane as I uncover my top 5 Super Nintendo Entertainment System games. These games aren't just classics, but personal favourites of mine. You might be surprised by some of my picks, or maybe you'll find your own forgotten favourites. If you've enjoyed this series so far, be sure to check out episode 1 and episode 2 in the playlist on the channel, youtube.com/@FlipbookGaming. And whilst you're there, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's go. Before I dive into the main content, I want to mention our affiliate link. This channel's affiliate linked with the Rugged Gamer's online store, Nerd Bazaar. The Nerd Bazaar offers a wide variety of products from Dungeons and Dragons, dice sets and tabletop cards to detailed 3D figures, statues and collectibles. Check out the link down below and use code FLIPBOOK24 at the checkout store to get 10% off your purchases that you buy. The adventure continues. During the 80s, the Nintendo's Famicom, known otherwise as the Nintendo Entertainment System, exceeded all expectations for Nintendo. From games like Donkey Kong to Punch-Out, everyone wants to own one. However, the new decade was approaching soon, and the Nintendo's president at the time expressed concerns about declining Famicom sales towards that end of the decade. The reason for this was that Nintendo had set a peak interest in the video game and home entertainment market, which sparked rivals then to join in. To keep up with the video game market where they'd been so successful in the 80s, Nintendo had to enter the next generation with a console that would revolutionize home entertainment whilst keeping the costs down low. Enter the Super Famicom, or Super Nintendo Entertainment System. The console featured a higher bitrate, more RAM, a custom sound chip, and a detailed graphics chip, giving future developers the power to create better quality games. The SNES, known for short, launched with several titles, including the most talked about, highest rated and widely played Super Mario World. I could go on and on about this topic, but we're here to talk about my top 5 games for this console, and this could turn into a documentary that would last an hour. If you'd like to see this type of documentary, please type in the comment section down below. Number 5. Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim was released on the Super Nintendo in 1994. Originally featured on the Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo version remained largely the same but included several changes due to the console's limitations. The graphics used more vibrant and brighter colours and improved over its competitor. These colour palettes provided successful for the Nintendo console, matching the impact Super Mario World had on the market. Similar to Super Mario World though, Nintendo improved the game by adding extra parallax scrolling to the background, giving it more depth and visual appearance. Unfortunately, the console's low resolution made the characters appear stretched, Despite additional problems such as muffled sound and music and cut gameplay due to its cartridge size, I couldn't say which version was better because I didn't own a Genesis. Based on the fun and hours I played into this game, I could only give it a 5th spot, and that's the reason why, mainly because of I rented this out from Blockbusters, and also it didn't impact me as much as the other titles did. I've got to say though, as a bonus, I did enjoy the cartoon, what also was out on the TV at the time. Number 4, The Mask. In 1995, The Mask came to the Super Nintendo as a side-scrolling action platform based on the 1994 hit film The Mask. Developed by Black Pearl Software and published by Virgin Interactive, the game captured the film's zany and animated tone. The gameplay featured humorous scenes from the film. The cartoon mallet served as a primary attack to smash objects and enemies. The classic tornado spin let the mask whirl like a tornado, damaging surrounding enemies. Special attacks include the squeaker horn, a giant horn that blasts opponents across the screen, and also massive guns that come out of the mask's pockets. The game's levels, though, were large and maze-like, requiring exploration to find the correct path forward. It was confusing and frustrating at times, especially when I discovered there was no continues, which brought back memories of Alex the Kid on the Sega Master System 2. Still, the silly cartoons style animation and colourful comic book visuals, plus the sounds, helped me pass that in total. Number 3, Aladdin. Aladdin was released in 1993 for the Super Nintendo, another game adaptation from the Genesis. Developed by Capcom, the Super Nintendo version of Disney's Aladdin is a side-scrolling platform game that closely follows the animated film's plot. The game centers on jumping on enemies' heads and throwing apples to stun them. The Genesis version featured a sword instead of apples. Aladdin could use a clove gliding movement, giving him more control in the air, similar to that of Mario's cape glide in Super Mario World. The game featured extra content like bonus levels where you could escape the Cave of Wonders, and mini-games where a golden scarab lets you access a bonus wheel hosted by the genie. The visuals were brilliant thanks to the console's impressive animation and background capabilities. What I remember most about this game is the music track from the hit film Aladdin, A Friend Like Me, and A Whole New World. Number 2, Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country is a 2D side-scrolling platformer that emphasises exploration and monumental-based physics, inviting natural comparisons to Nintendo's beloved Super Mario series. The game features 2 playable characters that you can switch between at any time. Donkey Kong, the stronger, more powerful member who moves at a slow pace, and Diddy Kong, who is faster, more agile, and can perform quick movements and more responsive jumps. Bonus levels are scattered throughout the game, where if you collect 3 matching animal pieces, you will unlock an extra life level. It reminds me similar to Sonic the Hedgehog, on where if you collect 70 and don't go over 99 rings, you can unlock a special bonus level at every round. Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong are helped by their animal friends, including Rambi the Rhino, Ungard the Swordfish, and several others. Supporting characters from the Kong family also appear throughout the world maps. Funky Kong provides flight service between worlds, Candy Kong lets you save progress, and Cracky Kong offers helpful hints and advice. These two games are really hard to rank against each other, as I feel the same way about the impressive graphics and visuals in my number one pick. But first, let's mention some honourable mentions before mentioning the first place. Number 1. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past was released in 1991 and was my very first Zelda game. It made me fall in love with the franchise because of its stories, characters, and lore. Even though it used a top-down perspective, like the original Legend of Zelda that came out on the SNES, A Link to the Past raised the bar and is frequently ranked one of the greatest video games of all times for its rich world, refined gameplay, and innovative mechanics. Some may disagree with that comment, what I've just made, but look closely on how it improved the last two Zelda games. Gameplay and mechanics in A Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past refined and introduced several core concepts that will become stapled in the Zelda franchise. Item collection and progression, Master Sword, spin attack, side quests and secrets, and not forgetting non-linear exploration. The 16-bit graphics from the SNES made the visuals pop out with vibrant colours and details. Many critics highlighted the imaginative and distinctive visuals styles of the light and dark worlds. The score, composed by Koji Kondo, established many iconic musical themes that will be revisited in later Zelda games, including Zelda's Lullaby, Hyrule Overfield, and many more. Sound design adds to the game's atmosphere with memorable effects from Link's sword swings, enemy interactions, and dungeon environments. Both Donkey Kong Country and The Legend of Zelda impacted my life so much and made me focus on learning an instrument and going down the route of game animation and artwork in general. Right, people, we have reached that time again. Thank you for joining me, much appreciated all. I hope that you've enjoyed my top 5 games for this console. Feel free to share your top 5 games on this console in the comments down below. Do you remember some of these games what I've posted? Thank you in total for watching, and be sure to like, comment, subscribe on youtube.com/@flipbookgaming. This is Flip, yet again, signing out.